everyone. My name is Joyce Jakada, and this is today's live on Equa Television International. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. I would like you to join this conversation. Today, we're talking about the state of being single, not married, and then not in a romantic relationship. Like, how do you feel being unmarried and not in a romantic relationship? Are you one of those people that is shouting, "Am I a stone? God, when?" and all of that? Or are you one of those that are jumping from one ministry to the other and then saying that, "God, do this one for me, do that one for me"? Like, do you even see that state as a cause, or you see it as an opportunity to bloom? Join the conversation. I would like you to drop your comment, because on this show today we would like to take your comments. So do well to join us. On the set, I have Prudence Brugger, the only Shakara lady on this set. Good morning and welcome to the show. Jemima,
Good morning.
Pastor Mrs. by their face, and then yours sincerely, Engineer Tony J. Nakale. You know, I like to introduce you. I feel good when I introduce you because from the name, it carries one charisma. You know, the last time one of the followers said that, "Oh, I like thumbs up to Engineer Tony Nakale. Eloquence, English, brilliant, and all of us here are stones." I don't know. I don't know, but at least we can affirm ourselves and how smart we are all on this set, since the person chose to be biased. The relationship coach. I'm giving this title to you. The relationship coach, the expert, is seated right here.
Joyce,
I'm going
be
to do
careful.
justice. You know,
Joyce, be careful. Joyce, be careful. I'm a co-host. Be
okay,
careful.
okay. I can't wait for you.
Enough of the introduction. Let's enter the show.
I can't wait
I
for
say
you.
let's enter the
We are
show.
starting the show right
I
now.
am not single. I don't know what I'm doing on this show.
You were once single, and
I
I want
can't
to
remember.
hear
It's been
about
a
your
long time.
experience.
It's been a long
No,
time.
I want to hear. I want to relate.
You want
to
them
that.
to close the station?
Tell us about your
My
singleness.
experience.
Yeah, no, okay. Tell us about your singleness. No, don't tell us.
He wasn't godly, so you don't want to hear it in church.
Okay, done. Let's start.
No. She's married. The two of you should be talking.
Which married?
Happily married.
Happily see you.
Jemima, let me be
Happily
responding to
married.
some emails on my phone. Please, you people should be talking.
Say that he's happily married. You
Uh-uh.
know, I told Jemima. No,
Is she woefully married?
it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
But
I look forward to that time to where I will pepper some people.
with what?
But you know, before
You,
then,
your time has passed. God sent your husband. He say his belt cut. That his shoe. Wait, tackle me. He say his shoe has a tear and his belt cut. That can never be your husband. Now the person is a counselor.
okay, you see, that is not me, please. You know, I told Jemima one day that, why is it that once it's closing time, before we turn, you're already at the junction. I need to cook, I need to pick my son, I need to this, and I say, wow, let me enjoy this moment, you know. And at some point I said, I'm not ready to start putting buttons in front of my tops or putting zip or like I'm so enjoying this
No,
moment.
just call
Like
it.
I said,
It's
while
okay.
I look forward to like getting married to my one and only, I mean the love of my life. Oh, that moment I'm going to pepper.
Please, can we enter the show?
But for now, I'm blossoming. I'm
Joyce,
blooming.
you-
I'm enjoying this moment.
Men are coming. You are telling them, I beg. Am I your type? The man that you want, even in the Bible, I've not seen him.
I'm saying no to those ones that want to cage me. You remember there was the time that one of one of your member in the Evangel Art was getting married, and then I was really listening keenly while you were advising the couple, and you said you look forward to in a year time to see more albums because she has released like one or two, not to hear that okay, no more albums again, a lot of responsibility, or maybe the husband is saying you will not do this, you will not do that. That's the story of some people while
She
they are
got married.
single.
Did she release any album after getting married?
I don't want to go into that.
I can't even remember who, honestly.
Okay.
I'm thinking now, if I remember, I'll call the name of the person.
So thank God it's not me. So that's the story of a lot of people. They see this like this singleness, that state of being unmarried or not in a romantic relationship as a cause. They see it as a state where something is wrong with me. And I don't blame them. Mostly the society to make you feel that. But yesterday on the show we say don't allow people to define who you are know your identity. Like it is only when you know your identity that when people throw things at you, say that's your own perspective, that's your own opinion. So today we see people in toxic relationship. We see people getting married to toxic partners that will cage them, cage their future and their ambition. They just get married and you don't hear anything about them any longer because in the name of I want to meet to societal standard. But while you are single, what is actually expected of but before we get into what is expected, I would like to your share of your thoughts on this singleness. Maybe
Well,
the
I-
married prudence, maybe
I-
these ones that are married
wait,
that see it
before
as
the
a
marriage,
cause.
let me just
So
say,
let's
let me
hear
say
their
this.
point of view.
Let me say this before I leave the floor for the marriage.
Wow.
Just before
Wow.
we started the show, I was telling her, I said,
By the way, the show is live on Facebook and YouTube. You can follow us. Let's hear your comment while she's about to say whatever she's going to say that we may not like. Please, the show is live.
Today you're at arm's length too.
I was just telling her, I was talking about how my sister was always thinking about her daughter and her husband. Just you're talking with her and she's like, my husband did this or my daughter did that, and I'm like, I don't envy you at this moment. I'm enjoying my single because I can't just imagine that I'm living my life. Everything I want to do, I'm still thinking of somebody out there that I have to do things for. So for now, let me enjoy.
You're at work, he's
For my
saying he
peace
wants
of
to eat
mind.
pounded yam. Jemima cannot concentrate. Bro, I need to close and go to
So I
the market
should
and
go
buy
home
yam.
and buy yam.
Except if I'm not GM.
So
Marriage is a canal
really
to leave
enjoying-
marriage. Do the work of God here before you can go and buy yam.
So jokes aside, but then again, I want to delve a little. I want to agree with Paul, the Apostle Paul here, where he said, "Do what you can do now before you get married." Yeah, he said if you don't even have to marry,
What was he
there's
saying?
no. He was
What's the
talking
meaning of why you do what you can do now?
for God, the work
Uh-huh.
that you're doing for
Uh-huh.
God. Yes,
Because
yes.
you know
no.
some people
Like
Permission.
Peter Obi
no.
said he got the advice from a madman. Somebody will say we got the advice from Equa
prudence.
Television.
not
They will
no.
say prudence, they will say
Nah,
Equa
of
Television.
course, go into the world and multiply. They will interpret it differently.
Please. I meant the work of God. He said, do the work of God while you can before you get married. Because if you do so, your husband or your wife becomes your soul, or rather, the majority. You give your attention more to your
Anything
spouse.
that
So
in your in-laws' house is your business as well.
There's
Extended
that too.
families.
oh my God, there's that too. Okay, so the load is like
Somebody's thinking of her
a lot.
load.
I'm not sure I'm ready yet. So
Why you're thinking
I
of eating
I
shawarma
just
after work?
say, we are
I'm
going to
enjoying
just
it.
two
let's
aside.
do.
So you have to face
Prudence,
that side,
after work,
eh?
you're thinking of going to hang out, eat your shawarma, and go and sleep. Somebody's thinking of see this and that.
Wow.
See, she's just nailing the.
No,
nail
let's
on
hear
the
their
coffin
thoughts
for me.
about
So let's hear what
singleness.
you have to say.
Okay, I believe singleness. I know that singleness is a gift. It's not everyone that gets to experience singleness. Some people don't even know they are left or right when they get into the family way, and then they are beginning to have a lot of responsibilities hovering over them. So singleness is a beautiful, precious gift that should be experienced by everyone, both male and female, not just the females. So since I believe it is a gift, I believe that you should be able to find purpose while you're single. You should be able to have personal growth while you are single, because by the time you leave that stage and enter into another stage where more responsibilities are around you, where you get to do one thing or the other and you barely even have enough time to think about yourself, you would not be able to do as much as you would have done when you are single. So it is not sometimes when people see someone that is great, they'll say, this guy is great, why is he not married? This lady is beautiful, why is she not married? As if singleness is supposed to be for the ugly and the unintelligent and all of that.
Successful.
Unsuccessful. So Since I believe it is a
But
gift,
you
it is
check all
at
the
that
single
point.
people
Now,
Very
wow,
well.
now, wow.
Okay.
I don't want to start listing names, so because I want
Of
to go
what?
home. I don't want to start calling names, so
Names of what? Names of who?
Don't be scared.
the
Just call.
unhappily married.
You're unhappily married.
How you mean I'm not happy married?
I did not say.
Oh, you mean Hassan is not happy married?
I want
Oh,
to
Solo
call
is not Hassan.
I want to
Who
call
are
the
you saying?
people that say,
Or me.
had I know,
Okay, who are the people? They are just telling you so that
had I know. Don't mind them.
Go and fall
Don't
for
mind.
it.
That's their cliche. Now we know. You know those lines.
if I met you before I met
When
my wife,
wife.
nonsense.
Nothing would have happened.
Somebody that was head
Oh,
over
yeah.
heels. You know when people are in love, they don't see anything. They don't see anything.
Even your wrongs are right.
I'm telling you, they don't see anything.
Hi, where were you now when I wanted to get married? You see, this my wife. It's my parent that pushed me. Oh, it's not Kai. This woman, Kai. Just give me the chance now.
Somebody has
But-
told Joyce
but-
that.
But you know what's interesting
So she's
about
talking
that?
out of
Uh-huh.
experience.
All these.
Wow.
No, I was asking him.
Wow.
We're together.
You are weak. Ah,
Yeah, it's
you are
like
a married woman. I'm a single lady.
we're not in the same camp today.
You see, Jemima said something that is very vital, and I think so, there are times that when, as I'm working, as I'm pursuing one or two things, I tell myself, "Hey, what if I was married? Like, would I have been able to cope with all of that? Not like I don't look forward to like marrying rightly, but I'll just, oh wow, let me just make use of this time. Like I just tell myself, oh, this is like a beautiful opportunity for me. Let me just get these things done. Let me just ensure that I'm able to do this, I'm able to do that while I live purposefully. Because see, whether we like it or not, marriage comes with responsibility, and you have to create time for them. So while you are single, it's a precious gift, and that's how I consider it. I'm wondering how some people sit down and they cry all day that they are not married, or they say, oh, I've reached this age, nobody's asking for my hand in marriage, am I a stone? Or they'll go to certain ministries and they'll tell them, oh, it's your father's family or it's your uncle somewhere, and they are angry with their grandmothers, they are angry with where they are coming from because they feel somebody is the reason why you are not married. Recently, like there have been trends on social media, even just yesterday another one broke out, how that a gospel musician is getting married to a Jamaican lady, and then some weeks back it was another one that got married to a UK based Ghanaian lawyer. And then a lot of conversation yesterday, Nigerian ladies, what is happening? Oh, and a marriage counselor this morning wrote about that, and he said, if you like, go and be speaking in tongue 10 hours. So don't build capacity, don't increase your self-worth. Men want value as well. Don't think because I'm in the church, I've been with him in this ministry and that, I've been following, supporting, and that's just enough for him to think of settling down with you. Like there are a lot of things that come with the marriage. I think you people will explain better. So like you should be a support system. The first lady is a lawyer. The second lady, the Jamaican lady that Theophilus is getting married to, she's an estate whether a manager or she's into estate.
Who is Theophilus?
He's a gospel musician, Nigerian gospel musician. So
What did he sing?
a lot of worship songs.
Okay, who did his song heal?
Well, there are a lot of testimonies out there. So they are
Honestly, I'm hearing his name for the first
really
time. I don't know
Theophilus
anything.
Sunday.
I knew the name, but
From
I was
Kogi.
just, when I saw the face, I could not connect it.
A lot of worship. He's a worshiper. Like he's into mostly worship songs. Let's just say he's a gospel artist, Theophilus Sunday. And a lot of people were surprised, thinking that brother, I thought, and then all the girls that are in your life, and you left Nigeria all the way to Jamaica to get a lady to marry. So I think for me, this time,
I think I know why I read something online this morning. The lady said, this one that all ministers
Yes.
are going elsewhere
yeah.
to
that's
go and
the
marry.
reason.
That please, nothing should happen to, and she mentioned the,
The
name
name
of
of-
one other musician.
Yeah, there's one that
if
they are
something
dragging
happens,
now.
that
That
she will die.
in fact,
Okay, I
what
get
It's
it.
because they are all
Yeah,
going
I didn't know
it's
that.
because
too.
of that
Oh,
yesterday.
yeah,
It
no,
was
now I
the
understand.
pictures broke out on the internet about the pre-wedding pictures, and everybody was up and about with that. But for me, I think this singleness is not a cause. Oh. And
It's a gift.
and then the Bible did not say you must.
Get
I was
Be
going
in-
to make that when you give me the opportunity, but go ahead.
you
You
know.
are saving me a lot of talk today. Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
The Bible did not say you must get married. He
No.
said if you cannot stay single, then. So why do people tie
Is
success?
that the scripture that is working for you? Hassan came,
I
he
don't
said
understand.
Doesn't
no.
have
Moses
like
Jack
an
came, he
attack.
said no.
No.
Solo came, you said no. HR came, you said no.
Whoa.
Facial expression for me.
All of them.
That I'm
came in-
single does not mean I'm searching. No.
Okay, sorry.
So
You know-
please don't get
Those
it
of you that
twisted.
are watching that are planning to come, she doesn't want.
I'm not searching.
You know, I was just thinking that you mentioned earlier that
Prudence
some,
and Joy, see comments. Love topic. Joywa, let's be quiet and be entertained. Go ahead.
Just let.
Please.
they've touched our zone.
Yeah,
That's
go ahead. Zonal leader. Go ahead.
True. This one fits.
LCC, single ladies.
You know, she has always been saying it on today's live that I have no idea when you people are talking about all this quarreling, toxic relationship. I don't have an
I'm keeping
idea.
my peace. I'm enjoying my
Please go ahead.
singleness.
Prudence. We
I've
are
been
listening.
saying
We are
it.
learning as well.
So I think I think that I'm of the opinion rather that a lot of times, as you mentioned earlier, that you find ladies crying and going after places, place after place, prayer house after prayer house, looking for a husband. Mostly it's because you've anchored your validation. Okay, I'm not worth anything except that
Yes.
I get married and I have a husband. At least I'll have the title of Mrs. Somebody's wife.
Is enough for somebody. Just Mrs. Madam.
But how much of impact is that Mrs. going to do for you or for somebody out there? You basically
They'll
having
give her
nothing.
chair, they will not give you chair. That's one of the impacts.
Prudence, that is a societal problem. It's an
True.
African thing that if you are especially living on your own as a lady and you are not married, you are into prostitution.
Yeah.
It's not like the Igbos. A lady cannot live on her own. That's not to say there are people who don't live on their own. An Igbo girl was telling me that she has to stay with her uncle. The reason is because, and that girl is like, I think she was like 15 years older than me and still not married. So we were talking and she was like, since she served, she had been in her uncle's house, helped him at the shop. He got married, they are together and all that. I said, so why won't you get your own place? You have restrictions, you have all of these. Now you have a business of your own. You can't live on your own. Men that want to approach you, hearing that you live with somebody else, how do they feel and all that? She's like, in where I come from, the Igbo land, I think it's a different sect of Igbo or it's a general thing. I don't know. She said, you can't go and rent a house and be living on your own. You are a prostitute. Where she comes from, I think it's where she comes from, or the Igbo. They, nobody will assume, even if you are doing whatever it is in church, you are a prostitute. You don't have the right to go and live on your own, except you have a man in your life. So you see, for some people, being single is like a taboo, especially when you reach a certain age. In the African context, I think we have discussed this one time on today's life. They will be like, Mama Joyce. They're talking to Joyce's mother as usual. Mama Joyce, this Joyce, won't she bring husband for us? As if it's woman that will go and drag husband and bring.
When would we eat rice?
Do you understand? Everybody is in a hurry to push you into something you are not aware, an atmosphere you are not very comfortable or familiar with. And once you get there, everybody withdraws. And you know what? There's one thing I notice. It's like people who watch you get married, especially to somebody they don't like, they are waiting for you to be in trouble. So that they will say,
We knew.
we told the mother. Because of this car that he has, she followed car. Now look at them. Every day they are beating her. Meanwhile, it's a small thing that just escaped without her and the husband knowing. It escaped, and then they got to find out. But you see, when you are talking about the single life, Joyce was talking about capacity. Everybody must build himself. You have to, first of all, be the envy of the man. You have to be, as you see, single ladies, there is a way you carry yourselves. There are certain things that when I see on social media, I know that the only man that will be serious with this girl is a man that lives this kind of life. And believe me, even the man that lives that kind of life wants to marry a responsible girl. Because no matter how irresponsible you are, you can't stand hearing that your wife is sleeping around. No matter, even if you are mad, even if you are crazy, even if you have psychological imbalances. Now I sound like a psychiatrist. Even if you have, like mental issues, when you hear that somebody is having an affair with your wife, you are going to fight with everything that exists within you. But you see, this single life, there is a feeling or a norm that every single person wants to belong in. What is trending? Oh, if you don't do it as a single girl, you are left out. New dance has come out. Learn it and wait till there is a wedding or something. No, why will you do it and post it for everybody to know you can do it? There is this one. Men, whenever a man, I will always say this, whenever a man is talking to women, listen, for the simple reason that you have never been a man in your life. So you don't have, no woman has a manual to who a man is. Not even your mother. If your mother is talking to you about how men are, she's talking to you about how your father is. Which other man does she have experience with? You see, yesterday we were talking about...
No, I don't mean like we hear stories now.
No, why would why would my daughter's marital life be based upon stories? It should be based upon reality, not stories. Of course, they form part of it, but it should be reality. See, two people coming together to marry. What does the Bible say? You don't marry because you are in love. You marry because of what God says about marriage. Because of the simple reason that God started it. If God started marriage, not wedding, if God started the idea of marriage, and he said this is how people should live when they enter, you can't live that way if you are not in it. And if you are in it, you have to live that way if you want success. They say it's for better and what?
Worse.
There are people that will join you and not say that. They say for better, for best. For people, some people say for richer, for prosperity. Some people, they don't say all of these things. Even God, there are certain things you can only know about him through suffering. Even God, how much more marriage? So a lot of people are single because they see what other married people are going through. Some people, it's not like men are not coming. Worst of it, Joyce, they tell you that this is a pastor, but he beats his wife twice, 3 times every week. Pastor that you should look up to when it comes to the issues of spirituality, especially the one that has to do with marriage. But people, damn that. People disregard that. People don't want to be associated with that. People just tell you, see, once I'm married to you, let's agree on. It's nothing like that. There is a manual that says this is. So that should be the basis of the reason why we are coming together. Then we can embellish it with whatever we agree or the direction. That is why, I will never read any book about marriage. I will not. The Bible summarizes it. You see that for better, for worse, when he loses that job, when he's not well, when money stops coming in, you will still love him the same way you loved him when he had all these things.
And these are part of the capacity.
Summarily, that is it. If you agree, go in. If you don't agree, stay single.
There are people that have some character or attitude issues that they need to deal with. Like, you're not happy with yourself, then imagine going to be with another person and living with the person forever. Like, you have anger issues, you don't have patience, you don't have that capacity to tolerate certain things. You don't know that there are times, seasons where there is, and there are times that there could be nothing. Like you, that's why for some people they will tell you, or some ladies that get married, at the end of the day they will say, I can't. Oh, this they just move out. Why? Because things change. The man used to have and now he no longer have. Maybe he lost his job, and all these are things that people should prepare for. But while you are single, instead of preparing yourself, I know of a lady that when she said she was getting married, the mom was like, I'm scared. Oh. And why? This lady gets angry easily, and when she's angry she can pick anything around her. She said, my problem is not you
To
getting.
throw at people or
Yes.
to, okay.
Yes. So she said, my problem is not like I don't want to get married, but with this attitude now, yes, somebody's child.
Or she will kill somebody.
Because the
No,
tendency.
What if she throws something and she misses and the person grabs a hold?
Do you understand?
Aye, aye.
And then
It's a two-way thing.
imagine that maybe out of anger, maybe the man comes back home late, or maybe she asks for something and he say he doesn't have, and she start picking things to fight. And so this woman was like, my problem is not like I'm against the marriage, but I'm more concerned about the safety of that man.
You know,
So you have to deal with
Ex-
something first. What do you have to deal with? You have to
Exactly.
deal with this anger issue. And she sat this lady down and she started talking to her. She said, you see, because you are going to live with another person that is not you, was brought up in a different environment than you have to learn patience. You have to first deal with this issue of anger. Oh. Even if you to make you postpone this wedding to another time, but we have to. Do you agree that you have this challenge? She said yes. She said, so what do you think we can do? After advising her, she said she will pray about it. Now she's going to be deliberate about that. They started praying, she started counseling her, and it got to a point that even after the marriage, the woman was like, I didn't know that this lady would stay for a year. A lot of things, and like she knew, because marriage comes with different things. Things showed up, things happened, but this man was like, I didn't even know that this lady would stay a year in marriage. Not to even talk about the things that happened to her that she did not even think that they would, and they did, and she stayed through. So there are things that while you are single, you need to be, even if nobody's saying that getting married is wrong or is bad, but work on yourself while you're single. Don't see it as a bad thing. It's the society that is setting all this, oh, you must be married at this age, once you finish school, you graduate, the next thing is getting married. All these standards are societal standards. The scripture did not set this standard, did not say that once you are at this age you should get married. If you cannot stay, then go and get. So at this point that you are, maybe you are still building capacity, maybe you are even happy not married, you don't need to allow the society to tell you that, see, oh, something is wrong with you. Kai, this lady is 35 and she's not married, she has a bad character.
Exactly.
That's what you hear them say. So don't allow the society to tell you who you are not,
You
but
know-
build capacity and ensure that you make use of this singleness. Like Jemima said, it's a gift. Make use of it. You get married now, you start putting button in front because you need to
I don't understand. This button in front is really doing joys. But
no, it's not doing you. It's doing the people that have zip.
Please,
so
people
I
should
want
take
to-
that advice serious. It's coming from people that are in the same condition as you. Go ahead.
I was going to say
Single
that.
people. That's another person in the same condition. Go ahead. Another single woman.
It's not a condition.
Okay. All right. This attack, but fine. That's fine. Okay. So
Yeah.
I was saying that I actually heard of a situation like this, a scenario like this, where a woman could no longer bear it, and she was just taking out water, hot water, to to wash the child, to bath the child, and the husband does something and she goes on his body.
A
So
lot of that.
a lot of situations
hot
like that.
water?
Yes.
Did he die?
She just no, he was just hospitalized. But
Are they still married?
Like
that I'm not sure. I just heard of it.
Okay.
Just the incident of the water. And there are a number of other instances like this, situations like this, where you find a fight breaking out just because she will hit him with that, he will hit her with this. One I heard she killed him with a pestle. Yes, she hit him with a pestle and he died. Things like that.
Some had to sleep in their cars outside of the house. They
The
built
women,
or
the
rented.
women or the man,
The
men.
men now,
The
because
men.
they came home late.
She locked the door.
Okay, in the house that she built.
He
He
built.
built.
Or,
So
Yeah.
there are scenarios like
Plateau
that.
men are really suffering.
yeah.
You
I
Not
didn't
that
think it
men,
was
no.
Try that with a Gombe
It's
man.
from the men.
For the rest of your life, you sleep outside. Even when you
You
go to your
open that
father's
door,
house,
you will not come
he will
back.
come in the evening and bring you outside and make sure you sleep outside. It shouldn't get to that
Exactly.
level.
True, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't get to that
It
level.
shouldn't.
A lot about marriage is understanding.
Mhm.
A lot about courting is understanding.
True.
A lot about relationship, even mutual friendship, just being friends with Jemima. It's understanding.
It is.
You have to understand that this is how she's wired. You have to understand that that is how you are wired. If she has areas that are no-go areas, you don't temper around such areas while you talk to her. You see, there's talking works. Talking works. I know. I can tell you this without a doubt. When you talk to people in a manner that is soothing, they understand. There's nothing that you cannot talk about. But going to the extent of locking somebody who built a house, who is a head, who is your above and beyond. Certain people call their own husbands my lord. Are they foolish? Okay, you are in the middle of a
Exactly.
point.
Okay, so where was
Where exactly? You are interrupted.
Yeah.
Kemi.
no? I was
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
okay. So the point I was trying to
Don't
make
worry,
is-
there's no boss on this set. It's just sometimes it's just
If not, somebody would have been long sacked.
it's a production humor. Is a media. Is a presenter humor. People have
Yeah.
turned me to a presenter. It's fine.
We
Go ahead.
We apologize.
We apologize.
Anything outside 12 o'clock.
So the point I was trying to make is that we always, as singles in solidarity, we need to build ourselves to capacity. In fact, way beyond capacity, so that you have shock absorbers when you finally get to that point of marriage. You would have you would have built yourself to a certain place that certain minor things will not be the reason why your marriage will not succeed. You would have grown yourself to a point that when you are married, people will see this marriage and know that this is a marriage. It was not just a wedding you had. You have a marriage that has substance. That's what it is. Building yourself, building capacity is the basics of singlehood. You have all this time to do what you can do for the best that you can do.
Prudence,
you have all
I
this time.
really wish the society and people will understand better these states of being unmarried or not
Yes.
in a romantic relationship. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I had a young lady that was responding to an older person that ordinarily she should call father because he asked her about marriage. And then her response to this man, and like, I was quick to ask why he responded that way. That every day he keeps telling her, like, cautioning her about she needs to get married. And she said, Baba, we are waiting for the day we'll take kunu for your own demise. Something like that. Because he said, when would they eat rice? So
As far as she's getting old.
she's getting tired of. And she said, there's another woman at their junction that will say, every Saturday you're wedding a shobi for a wedding. When will they do your own wedding? Like, why do people see that as a standard for achievement, for morality,
You'll
for
probably not even wear
for
shobi as a
value, for all of that? And even though there's some of the singles, people that are not married or not in a romantic relationship, there are certain attitude they put out there that is wrong. There are some that, okay, you desire to get married. Apparently, there's that desire to get married, but you do certain things in the name of I'm free, I'm single, nobody has control over my life. But they are morally, like, they are not right. They are not right. You go on social media, you do all apple of God I don't wake, and you're snapping picture of your cleavage and your backside. You're almost naked, or you're playing some song and dancing to some TikTok videos or songs, and then you're posting like, I'm single, it's my life. You hear people saying,
There's one I know her personally.
Mm.
I know her family.
Mm.
She calls herself Jesus baby.
Mm.
But if you see her post, honestly, they are far apart as night and day.
Mm.
The Jesus baby. You see, anybody who does not have a single life,
Mm.
a social life, honestly, check their lifestyles. People who are not social. But you see, if that is what being social means to you, it's personal.
Mm.
We don't have to know that that is what being personal, social is to you. Some people just mistake, this is my life, it's my space. Why did you give people your contact? Because anybody you are giving you have welcomed the person into your space. Whatever you share is what you believe. Don't tell us that if you follow my post,
You're
no.
on your own.
Whatever you post is what you believe. You cannot change that.
No.
You can't change that. It's like expecting a sheikh, an imam, to tell you to come to Jesus, he loves you. He will never post that because he does not believe in it. Or to see a pastor telling you, go to Islam is the best religion. And he says, at the same time, I'm inviting you to my church on Sunday. Do you understand? These are two worlds apart. Whatever you believe, you hold on to it. Anything you post is in line with what you believe. You see, we are talking about the single life based on what we believe.
Yeah.
Not even, we are not talking about scriptures now already. We are talking about Jemima is being Jemima about singleness. Prudence is being Prudence about singleness. Joyce is being extremely objective about single life. And she has advised a lot of single people that is the same predicament. They should just, you understand?
It's not a predicament.
What is it?
It's a gift.
It's a gift.
Blossom blooming.
You know, I was going to say that singleness is not actually the liberty to just go ahead and useless your life or your body for that matter. Being single is just a training ground for you. The training ground could end up with marriage, or it could end up with you being single for life. But that doesn't really validate who you are. It just makes you stronger because you're using this time instead of waiting on getting married. And I'm still going to go back about the visits to one prayer house after another. You go from one prayer house to the other, all because you're desperate to get married. When you get married, and you just
Become
can't believe what
desperate to go out.
yes, you become desperate to go out, to become single. And when you're
And it's like a trend
and
now.
if you
A lot
get
of the young,
divorced now, you hear people saying things like, "Now I'm free to do what I want to
yes,
do. I'm
they cut
happy
cake.
with my
Oh.
sing-" and
Happily
you begin
divorced,
to
yes, they cut cake.
wonder. You're wondering what exactly were you doing before you got to your marriage, like before you got into the marriage, that when it got to the point that you got divorced from your husband, you're happy about it and you're joyful.
You said something,
It's-
Prudence, about liberty. For some people to excuse their wrongdoings, they see it as an opportunity, like I'm free, like a bird. I have liberty to do and undo whatever I want to do. To the ex that you see, I think it's from this perspective that mothers advise their married daughters to stay away from some of their single friends, because now you have single friends that are looking at you and telling you, look at how you've ended up, see how you caged yourself. Instead of you to be joining us for the party, we will have gone out with you, we'll have done this with you. There's this man out there that will have hooked you up with him and all of that, but you decide to get married. And then the young lady is thinking, why did I do this to myself? And she wants to just go out, like, I want to become single again. It's like a trend that now you see out there. People get married, and more like they got married because it's trending. Like, let me just for the wedding. And after the wedding, they don't see any reason to remain married. They want to go out. A story was told of a young lady that got married. Like, it was 1 week of partying before the wedding. She was celebrated, first daughter. Barely 1 month into the wedding, she was nowhere to be found. In fact, she was announced in one of the television stations here in Jos, missing person. But she left. She left the marriage barely a month, and she relocated to another state, Kaduna precisely. And it was later she called her parents and said, don't look for me, I'm in so place.
I'm not missing.
I'm not missing. That I'm in so place. She's not that she doesn't think she can continue with this marriage. Next thing is that one allergy actually picked her up and then looked for a house and kept her there and gave her a job, and she has been there till date. So you get married for the wedding, and after the wedding there's no reason for you to be married.
That is one of the things that a lot of singles do. Instead of you taking your time to build yourself, to have personal growth, you're thinking of, oh, okay, I want to get married, and on the wedding day, this is what I want to do. That you have 101 things that you want to do that you cannot afford. You know that if you're doing that by yourself, you cannot afford, but you want to pin it on someone else to give you all of those glamorous things you want. And then after the wedding, you're trying to figure yourself out. Okay, how am I supposed to do this? What am I supposed to do? That is all you were supposed to be doing before you got married. Yes, it's okay to feel, yes, I want to get married as a single person. And yes, it's okay to feel, I don't even want to get married as a single person. But then whether you want to get married or not is not the question here. It is about building yourself. It is about personal growth. For me, I want to link it with farming. You know that you want to farm. The first thing you do is to clear the field, and then you plant. When you plant, you don't just go and fold your arms and sit down. You know that crop is going to grow. And when it grows, it needs weeding. It needs fertilizer. It needs you to keep checking. For me, that is the growth. That is the personal growth. You know that you're growing. And you know that you cannot just sit idle and fold your arms and wait for the time you'll be a big girl and rich girl. You have to do one thing or the other at one point or the other to see that you get to that point that you want to be. And then when you get married, you will not find so much difficulty. I am emphasizing on so much difficulty
Because there will be
because yes, he has said it, there will be tribulation and all of that. So you don't find so much difficulty because you have built yourself to an extent. Even when problems arises, you tackle it easier than when you did little or nothing at all. It reduces this person jumping into this marriage. Tomorrow he's divorced, next tomorrow he's in another, and then you keep, it's like we're trying to find the person that has more
compatibility.
Yes, we're trying to find who has divorced more men than the other. It shouldn't be. That is
people
not.
compete on that, brother. I'll get divorced and I will get
I've
married.
divorced 4 times. How many times have you?
Oh,
It
you
shouldn't
have?
be like that. No, I'm just.
One man was saying that this lady was asking him that, okay, because he was approaching her like, I like you, I want us to go into relation. Do you have a car? Do you have a house? Guy got angry and he said, you went to school, I went to school, you are working, do you have a car? Do you have a house? Which one is that's the standard for you to get married to me?
Well, sometimes people ask these questions based on their background, based on their training. A lot of people foolishly see all these mere fantasies as, of course, I should call them mere fantasies, as things that make you have the pronouncement, rich man. You can do a deal and earn 5 million and buy a car, and you have not earned 1 million in 3 years. So when they see you with that car, they mistake the car to be riches. It is not. For some people, even their cars are a curse. There's someone that has bought a car 1,500,000, but he has spent over 3 million on the car. Is that a blessing?
No.
Of course, you service the car, you take care of your car, you maintain the car, just like you do the woman. People who look at the things that you have as a yardstick for measuring if I can remain with you for the rest of my life, it takes us back to the point I made earlier. For better, for worse, for richer, for poorer. How can it even be a sweet story to tell that you met him made? You met him made. You don't know how he got the house, how he got the cars, how he started the business. And you don't know. Everything is strange to you. The only thing you know about him that we are not even sure of is when he said he loves you. Because it's not everybody that tells you he loves you that they truly do. It's just a saying until it is proven. How do you prove it? You back it by actions. Genuity. That is how you can. But you people can be a little bit.
Don't understand.
Yes, you can. Ladies can be a little bit
Some.
unrealistic sometimes. You understand? The fact must be established that women accept people to love them based on what they have seen, which is true, based on what they have seen. What is wrong? On the day that I was marrying my wife, the pastor asked me, "Why are you marrying her?" I said, "Number one, she's beautiful." He said, "No, no, no, this is," I said, "No, that's my own. Because character you can work on it. But if she's like this, that's how you live with her for the rest of her. But you have to look for something that is appealing to your senses. Then you check other things. Okay, what are these things that I can work on? Like the woman that you say she used to kill men with stones and all of that. Whatever she picks, she
So
throws
how
it
would
at
you
him.
work on that?
She got to the point of imbibing that as part of her. You can also take her to the point from before she became that. Something actually pushed her into that. There are women that hate men. Why? Because of other stories they have heard. In secondary school, we have girls that were walking around with knives. Let somebody try me. What's this Calabar girl's name? Very thick. She was older than us in the
You
class.
can't even toast.
Try and play rough play with her. Look, she'll start opening her. I will see. Don't play with me. In secondary school, there are girls that were trained, some of them by their mothers, to say, look, if you play with a man, even try it, come and tell me that a man dealt with you. I will kill you first before I go and deal with the man. Is that good? No. Work on her psyche about men. This is who a man is from experience. And this is how a man wants to be treated. When you treat a man this way, see, there is no situation that you say a man is 100% to his wife. But you see, even if he's 15% nice to you, base your love upon that. Disregard the other things. You want to be healthy. You want to be happy. You want to enjoy the marriage. So stop looking in the direction that will cost you things otherwise. Focus your attention on the things he does that you like. Then that is the only way you can start dealing with other things that you don't like. But you see, for singles, you even have liberty to try Tony. If it doesn't work, you go out and try Ezekiel. If it doesn't work, you go and try James. It doesn't work, you say all these Bible names have failed. Let me go and look for Dexter. From Dexter to Jimmy. From Jimmy to Fred. Fred is a Bible name. No, it's English. You try. Then, but in marriage, once Joyce is married to Tony, we tolerate. We fight and fight. We clean the sweat, the blood, the tears. We do our hair very well. When we get to where there are people, we even hold hands and enter. That's how marriage is. When you come back home, you deal with the issues.
I want
That
to
house is not a home. That's why it's called home. It's like a court for two people. We talk about this thing. You understand? After you talk about it, then you icing the cake. Why are you laughing?
I can't relate.
No, yes, you cannot relate. It's a sin if you do that. So you icing the cake, and then you start cutting the cake. You make some coffee.
That's how some
make
people got burnt with iron. But then,
next week Wednesday, if Jesus does not return, I'm going to say something on the show.
see, I
Thank you.
want to talk to some attitude.
Why are you pointing hand at
Okay.
me?
I want to talk to the
Why are you
attitude,
pointing at Hassan?
the attitude of some single guys out there. You are single. Instead of you to start learning how to do certain things, you are hoping to be married to somebody that will become house girl.
That is why they will come to your house and see you washing and say, you need to get married. So you are getting married to a washing
Do
machine.
you understand? I was working this morning and then I had two guys were heading to school and the guy was complaining to his friend about his other relationship that imagine this girl before I asked her out that he likes to get clarity. Are you in a relationship? She said no. Are you married? She said no. And then that's how he got talking to her. He asked her out and that, but now this girl is telling him that she's about to get married, so he should call off the relationship. He said these are the kind of things that ladies just do. You will not be open. You will not tell somebody that his past relationship, the girl made the relationship just toxic. If he doesn't call her, she will not call. That the highest this girl does is being called, and she has time that he must call her. If he doesn't call, it's fight. That every day, the other one was saying that him too every day, that this is the relationship. Every day is fight. That he's even tired. Every day is fight.
Is that not a flag?
So do you know what this guy
That
is saying?
is a flag
That
now.
he's going to school, that apart from the 4 credit load courses he's doing, that now he wants to even be single because relationship in itself, dealing with girls, is 8 credit
Oh,
unit.
now he's advising himself.
They are talking that dealing with girls is 8 credit unit. At that point, I wanted to join the conversation, but I said, let me respect myself.
Okay, there are no cameras then, so
Yes, let
you
me
didn't feel
respect my-
comfortable.
Yes, that dealing with girls is 8 credit unit. So him, this means that he wants to pass his exam, so he wants to focus that. In fact, if not that he's ready for marriage, he doesn't think he wants to get into any relationship right now because he can't be dealing with 4 credit unit and dealing with 8 credit unit. But you too have to build yourself.
Of
The
course.
capacity is not for the lady. The
No.
society,
Both
culture
ways.
have made it look like the wife is getting married to you to become your house girl. But you too have to think of being a leader. If you are called the man of the house or the head of the home, it comes with responsibility. It's not a title. It's not a head boy title. It's a responsibility that you are the head. Check out in organizations, in companies, at places of work, churches, or even in community. When they say you are the head, it's a responsibility. It's not just a title. Some people just feel, okay, I'm single now. See how I'm suffering. People tell you, see you are complaining of hunger because you're not married. See your shoe dirty because you're not married. When you get married now, all these things will be taken care of. Don't be lazy thinking that when I get married, somebody's daughter will do. You're not marrying a house girl.
Marriage is not a solution to anything.
Do you understand? So as the lady is building herself, adding value to herself, bringing, like thinking of how she will bring worth to your house, you also think of how you support the lady to blossom. Let the lady not get married to you and become the shadow of herself.
It depends, Joyce, it depends on how much capacity she has built. There are people that you cannot tame. You are the one that gave us a story yesterday. Was it you or Jemima, about a lady that the company said she should come on as an auditor or accountant and all that? Do you think there is a man that can tame that lady to stop her dreams? No. She has reached like a pinnacle in her career. I think what we should be talking about before the time of the show runs out on us is, to what extent should a lady build capacity that attracts the kind of man that is commensurate to that capacity that she has? I think that is what should take us home on the show.
Okay, for me, I think building your capacity is both physical, spiritual, psychological, emotionally. You need to build capacity in all of those areas. And you see, I like the fact that you brought this up, because there's the level at which you build your capacity. Like that, this lady that will share her story, some random guy cannot even approach her.
That's the point.
You know that you can't even go. Somebody was talking about a guy that liked a girl from this time, but he's saying he's talking to another man, that boy, he's scared because he thinks she didn't tell him, but he said her standard is above him. So
somebody
so
said
he
that to
knows.
me about you. I said, all this is all disregarding.
So
I
he
didn't
knows
want to
You
already.
will go
my
and see
name.
that there. Oh, is you?
so that he
I said, "Kaje na ga ba ko mi aje kaje ka ba wani wana turanci TV nan ne kai ka wata."
So when you do that, you don't have to be thinking of, oh, let me not go and end up marrying a man that will subject me to this and that. There's a level you build capacity as a lady that you will not attract just any kind of man. But the man that will come to you will be man that knows already. He has seen your dreams. He has seen your capacity. He has seen your level of growth. He has seen your value and your worth. He can only come to add up. He can only come to be a push to you. And I think for me, that is it. So building your capacity physically, emotionally, spiritually, and both psychologically, nothing should be left out. Don't just say, me, I'm a tongue-speaking lady and is enough. I will deal with every issue spiritually. There are times that what is needed for you is physical. There are times that it will be emotional. And there are sometimes that it has to be psychological.
And there are times you have to call your boyfriend and shout. It depends on what is happening at that point in time. You see, we don't understand that there is a shout that is out of love. Look, because I love you, you can shout. He knows that he will calm you down. You are not being disrespectful. You are being expressive. You are expressing yourself. You know, sometimes we think just because they said, no, you did this to me, I'm not happy, is anger. She didn't work out on the relationship. She's just expressing what she did. So, and some men will say, this girl is tough. I don't want a woman I will go and marry. And you don't want a woman that will go and be lying down and see everything okay with what you do as well. You need a woman that, see, in her anger, in her picking up with you, in these small fights that she pick, you learn a lot and you become a better man. Especially in the area of treating women well or better. You know, so if we're talking about capacity, in one minute, the time is almost up. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, and what do you think is the distraction that a man will bring to that journey? The three of you, okay, the two of you. Sorry, I'm sorry, man. The two of you. To what extent are you building your capacity, and where do you hope to see it in the next 5 years? And what kind of distraction will a man bring to your life in this journey of capacity building?
I see myself at the top of the ladder,
Mm.
physically, spiritually, emotionally, and psychologically.
Mm.
The only distraction that a man will bring to me is when you don't support my dream. That's the distraction. I don't think I should give room to that.
Yeah. Same thing as has, but
Change, reduce the English. Say what we will all understand.
okay, same thing as has, yes. But I would really appreciate that the man that will come would be someone that will hold my hands and we'll work together, so that I
Because
can
you can't see.
exceed what I'm saying. No, I'm saying, you know how it said that two heads are better than one.
He's
Two
a doctor.
good
You
heads.
are,
Two
a,
good
you are a
heads.
media. How will you
Not
hold your
any
hand?
head.
Very
There's
true.
support.
Not just heads. Good ones.
Good ones.
Two good heads.
Because 100 heads are not better than
Two
one.
good
but
heads are better
ones.
than one. So in that kind of scenario, he's there to push. He's there to encourage. Basically, if I have a man like that, that's I can net singlehood.
Woo, wow.
Oh, wow.
Because honestly, if I were a lady, I would rather stay single than to meet a man that will kill every dream that I have.
Exactly.
As a lady, I would not sit and think a man should go and bring food, should do this, should do that. When my husband says, let's build a house where we would live, I should be able to ask, what area are we looking at? If he says like, no, I think we should go to Rayfield. Wow, I have 6 million. And Rayfield, plot of land is like 8 million on top. I'll give the 2 million. Let's top it and move to Rayfield. When they start bringing trips of sand, you should be like, how much is a trip? How many trips do they need every day? 5? Okay, you do 3, I do 2. That's how you build. Not a woman that the kitchen must be big, oh. This one that you are building, I've not gone to see. Make the kitchen big, oh. My bedroom should not go and be close to children. And all. No, you don't talk that way. Once you do that, you put the man off. You show your man that you love him. You also support him. See, when you are like that to a man, he will tell you one thing before he tells 5 of his friends. But if you are the other way, he will tell 5 of his friends before you find out.
I actually
Really
wanted
showing
to say
support goes a long way in helping in the marriage. So you have to be able to build yourself to any capacity. When he asks the question, to what length should you be able to build yourself? To any length you can go to. Don't even set a limit. Go beyond what you think you can go to, and then get that person, just like Joy said, that will support you, and together, like Prudence said, hold your hands and move together. There's no better explanation.
Member Association of Zip Up.
She was
has
doing a
spoken.
DJ mix of all what we said. But I caught something from what Engineer Tony said. He said that you, as a lady, you shouldn't marry someone who would kill your dreams. I also wanted to say, as a guy that is dreaming of having a good family, don't go and marry someone that will kill your dreams. I know that it is said that a lot of times it's women that make the mistake of marrying someone that kills their dreams, but a lot of men are suffering their marriages these days. So before you even get into the marriage, don't go and marry somebody that will kill your dreams as well, because the wrong woman will definitely kill your dreams.
Okay, somebody from Gombe said, yes, sir, he's thumbsing up for Engineer Tony Jenekali. And
He wrote
I
that
can
he's from
relate.
Gombe. He wrote that he's from Gombe.
I think he
Joyce, you are lying in church. Did he write that he's from Gombe?
if not, so you do not see all of us here.
But honestly,
You didn't make any point here. You are just
And I'm
looking
the
for.
single
You are just
person
you are
here.
just been looking for
We are the
people that will
single.
understand your plight.
We're talking about singleness and you are any married man. It is well.
Is he a lady?
No, he's a
So
guy.
why are you getting angry?
I see only you on the set. Babangida Bello
No,
is
she wants
saying.
the singles to be hailed.
Babangida Bello is saying he's watching live from Echo Hospital by Kogi State. God bless you all. Thank you, Babangida. We really appreciate. And I think our time is up. We'll not be able to take all. Thank you all that joined us on our Facebook, YouTube channel. Really appreciate doing this with you. It was awesome having the married people give their
And
their
they should.
insight. I didn't want to ask them about their experience.
You couldn't
while
have
single.
done it without us.
You see, I didn't want to ask them about their
You that are
experience.
single, pass the only contribution to the show, man. Thank you, Jamima, for doing this with me on
Thank
Equa
you.
Television International.
Oshe,
Prudence and whatever your name is.
Thank you for joining us.
go and deal with buying of
Thank
yam
you
and paying school
for
fees.
for joining us.
Go and deal with buying yam and paying school fees.
End the show.
In the meantime, Prudence and
End
I.
the show. End the show.
I'm ending the show.
Victor,
In the
put this
meantime,
shot on me. Victor, put this shot on me.
meantime,
Thank you, Victor,
Wow.
for
I thought
for
I'm the
all you do
producer
for
of this
Equa
show.
Television. The Lord bless you. You are a very smart editor. And immediately I asked for the shot, you just gave it to me. Thank you for watching today's live on Equa Television. Victor, Martha, all the cameramen, we're grateful. MCR, thank you. Thank you, Jamima, for standing by me
Thank
on
you,
this
sir.
show. Your valid points. I heard noises from the other side, and we're grateful. Thank you, Equa Executive, for giving us the opportunity to do this. Thank you, Equa TV supporters. Please don't mind these two that joined us and wasted your time on the show talking about blah, 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 blah. See you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Bye-bye. We love you. Have a great day. Stay out of trouble. All the best. Bye-bye. Victor, put a white shot before they go. Let them see their reaction.